Alrighty, guys, welcome back. Now we're gonna finish off hopefully the remaining amount of the back test. However, I did really quickly want to touch on my analysis on NVIDIA these past couple of days. Actually, we can see we had a massive dump, and if you go watch my old videos, probably from a month ago, 2 months ago, I was predicting all this from a long time ago. Yeah, so 2 months ago. I kind of started to comment on NVIDIA and as I paid more and more attention to it as the time came around. And lo and behold, I remember one video, it was just a couple days ago, a few days ago. I said, guys, NVIDIA is about to dump. And it was so funny because the very next morning, some news came out about something. And here we don't focus at all on fundamentals, but we rather just trade price action. And yeah, so it's all included in there. So if you can learn to read price action, then you'll be good. So this is kind of my analysis for NVIDIA as we continue to follow this asset. If we look at the weekly is actually in a pretty critical position right now. Two things can happen. If we don't get back up here to about this range within the next 40 days, 30 days, this thing's going to be in for either a very, very large range chop, something like this, or if we start to continue to see this bearishness and we follow this analysis right here that I'm kind of, here, I'll adjust it slightly, that I kind of painted here, we are going to be in for a very, very bad NVIDIA market for a long time. And I know a lot of people are loving this market, especially because it's just been going up, up, and up for the longest time since December 22. So all of 23 and up to this point has just been up, up, and up. And so a while ago, I kind of theorized that NVIDIA something bad is coming, given this kind of price action, given our models and everything. So yeah, I was anticipating this. It happened. And so now, as we step lower and lower, we're starting to see these we're starting to see these distributions just continue down and down and down. And this is the point where I'm looking for sells, right? Generally, when I trade,
Yeah.
this is the point, bro. This is where I'm looking for my entries right here to take this market lower and lower, right? So
Yeah, makes sense.
for all those new people, we saw this coming a while ago, and if you go watch all my other videos, you'll see me talking about it. And they're date stamped, so you can come here, look at the exact time of the live market, and tell that I'm being very honest with my analysis. So regarding how low it will go, that's a harder thing to predict because the further out we try to make a prediction about the market, the less accurate it's going to be. So I can tell you right now, within the next couple of days, it should remain within this region or probably even lower. However, will it reach 50% down? Highly unlikely. If we log the data here, we'll be able to see a more real representation of this. And so looking at the 12-month is where I was doing a lot of analysis. Looking at the 12-month, it is so possible that we easily just go down something like this, reaccumulate. So we're looking at 3-4 years of sideways down, build back up, and then we'll continue way higher. But yeah, is it possible for us to reach 50% down? If we see here, 50-something% down, absolutely. That's so possible. And I could see that for the future, given just how most of the movement came from down here. So yeah, and it helps to log the data. It'll show you a lot more information about it, because if you're looking at this 12-month like this, it's like, oh no, that's so far away. However, when you actually log it and look at size proportionality, you can tell it's actually super probable that we're going to come right back down to here and then build back up. However, this could also just be a candle that does this. So that's why I'm kind of on the fence about it. But short term, right now on the 4-hour and below, even on the daily, I'm looking for this thing to just dump a little bit, build itself back up, and then continue higher. However, all that I'm left to right now is that earnings, my prediction is that earnings are actually going to be very negative, and it's just going to fuel the market to continue going down. However, that's not always true. We could hit earnings and this thing just take off. That's also a probability. But yeah, that's not what I'm looking for, and stay tuned, right? We'll see how it turns out. So we'll go ahead and close this and continue on our back test. Why not? I think we have a beautiful market we've been trading. And if we just go and quickly look at analytics to see where we're starting at again, we have about 4 months. So August, yep, 4 months remaining. We're up 124% on one asset. So yeah, we'll continue to roll this through. Hopefully it loads. There we go. Okay. So 4 hour, we're just taking a dip down. Like if I go and look at the daily, we're just distributing at this point. Full distribution, right? So if I look at the 4 hour,
Yep.
4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute good. What time is it? Yeah, so we're good for any market after, I think it's 5 in the morning ish. So yeah, just looking for a long here. What time is this? I want to make sure there's no red news, which certainly looks like August 18th has some good red news. Did I say 18th?
Yeah.
Yeah, no red news that day. Okay, so I think we are. Four hours okay. Hourly's too low in the range, so kind of done for the day. Nothing set up. Go to the next session. Nothing really good here. If anything, waiting for money to shape up this way, kind of fell down. So yeah, no trade zone for me. We're just kind of chopping. Coming into our session, now we're valid for longs in this case, so flip the chart. Yeah. So now we're looking for any sort of entry. What time was this? Okay. So waiting for some sort of baseline. That was our entry at 5 in the morning. Perfect. Okay. So here, as we dive in, 4 hours good, hourly is good, 20 minutes good. 20-minute is, yeah, that's not bad. So 5-minute long right over this high at 12 ATR. That's a giant stop loss, but that's okay. Probably gonna take a -1 on this, and if we don't, okay, move to break even on this push right here. Mitigated some sort of price action within this demand right here, and then gave us something. So at break even, probably take a break even. I'm okay with that. Cool. Waiting for a new 20-minute validation coming in. Falls off, so maybe red news. And just completely falls off. I'm done for the day. Cool. Go to the next day. It looks like now we're going back into MH up. So kind of just here. Gonna give this market time. Coming in on our session, so red news. So do have red news coming up. Gotta let that play through. Red news was on that candle. This is potentially anticipatory. I'm gonna go look at the 4 hour. Good, good, good. Yeah, this isn't half bad of an entry. So it was over this high. ATR is 11.71. Probably take a loss here, which I'm okay with. Move to break even on that strong push up. And notice, I got to the market late, didn't I? However, this happens to me on the live market. Sometimes I'll show up 2 minutes late, 3 minutes, even 5, 10, 15 minutes late, but price is still kind of chopping within this area before we get buy stopped in. So I'll go ahead and set up a limit order to potentially still take edge or participate in the market. A lot of people say, hey, if you miss your trade, you missed it. Don't try to, chase after it or get in it. But if you would have gotten tapped in and the market is still at that price, I don't see why not, right? So this is past 12. That was a nice entry, but it's probably going to fail. Yep. Going on to the next day. 4 hour good, hourly, waiting for money to come in, and just falls off. So looking at this 4 hour, gonna wait till our session. So what time was this? This was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just gonna wait till our session. Okay, gonna wait for, there we go. That's what I was waiting for. Hourly to shape up. So 4 hour good, hourly good. So 20-minute potential entry right over this high, I would say. 4 hour good. Hourly is a little bit wicky, but still good. 20-minute. This was red news right here, so I couldn't have traded this. This is like the only okay entry I see. So I'd consider taking one entry right here. ATR looks pretty big though, 40. So something like this. 4 hour good, hourly is okay, 20 minutes okay. So something like that. Nothing happens. Wait for a new re-entry. And we're done pretty much for the day. Yep. Go to the next day. Looks like the 4 hour, once again, we're in this weird chop where I don't know what the market wants to do, so I'm just going to let it show me. Play through that session. Potential sells coming in. Like at the daily is not telling us too much narrative here. So the only thing I want to see off the daily, remember we had this target all the way up here. That's still there. Yeah. Or even like the weekly. Yeah, that target is so prime. We don't know when we're going to go ahead and hit it, but the 4 hour is starting to shape up. So now I'm just going to give the 20 minute a little bit of time for a long here. Yeah, and it's just going to fall off. Okay, so assuming this isn't red news, entry here, that's about it. Yeah, valid. So I want to go back and relook at these two. Okay, so 4 hour is clean, hourly is clean, 20 minutes clean. So yeah, 5 minute long right over these highs for 26 ATR. Probably move to break even on that push. Still at break even. I could consider managing. Not quite. I'm going to give it one more push. There we go. So I'll do like 70% to here. Move 70% to here. Move 70% to here. Gonna manage 70% to here. I'm giving it all the space it could need. Moving 70% to here. Okay, I should have managed a little bit tighter, but this is still okay. Coming in at 2 p.m., so I'm just going to close all the position. There we go, 2 p.m. hits. And we're out. That was a $51,000 trade with a simple 300K account, which any of us can get very, very simply. Just it goes to show that you can make a lot of money in a day, but you have to be very patient for those days to come. 4 hour good. Did I skip to the next session? Yeah, 4 hours okay. Hourly is a little weak, so I'm gonna wait for the 20 minute and red news to play out. So this is, I don't know what this is. It looks like news was shifted 1 hour after. So you got an entry there if it's not news, 4 hour. ATR would be 34. I want to double check the news time here because this is 6:30. This is 7. I don't know. What day was it? August 30th. I want to go through and double check this. 5:15 and 5:30. So worst would be like 6:30. So we'll throw in a random loss in here. Assume we took a beautiful loss in here. That did not tap me out.
I went to the TP.
Did it?
No, I was asking if it did.
I'm trying to figure out. I don't know where I placed my order. So it might have tapped me in and tapped me out, or I don't.
No, I think it like went. I think your TP was like set at where the tool's low was, and then it just like tapped it out with the wick.
Okay, so we did get tapped out.
No, not a -1. It was a winner wherever the TP was.
Yeah. I'm gonna replay this candle because we didn't take any trades here, and then just take another loss there. It was so hard to tell. That thing moved a little quick.
Yeah, it happens so quick.
Okay, so we're gonna set up another trade here. Hopefully get tapped out. That was not the plan. So I'll set up a long. That way we definitely get tapped out. So let me get rid of this and then set up a beautiful long here. There we go. And it doesn't seem to like that because we're above price. There we go. So we got tapped out there. Counted for that loss that we would have taken here. So now the 20. Not much going on here. Potential entry here. What time is it? 23 versus 22, 23. So it's not too bad. 4 hours, okay. Hourly is a little questionable. So I'm going to give this another candle here. Yeah, and we're kind of done for the day. Only entry was over this high, and it would have been a break even, it looks like. So, okay, 4 hour. Once again, we're building up to this target all the way up here. Hourly good, 20-minute good. I guess we missed this entry right here, but that would have been okay. This is hopefully not an hour after red news. Otherwise, that's red news. Yeah, so this is an hour after red news. So gotta wait for red news to play out. That's a bummer because this entry would have been clean. Yeah, and just kind of chopping around there. Okay, this is your first potential entry, but it's at 12, so we can't take it. 4 hour good. Hourly is okay, so 20-minute. Gonna wait after red news. Wait for all this chop, and probably nothing on the day. 4 hours kind of ranging, so I'm gonna give this until next session, which is right about now. Market needs a lot of time here to stabilize. I want to see a giant candle, something like this. What time is this? 7:20. So looking at the 4 hour, still very weak. Still kind of in the choppy area. So a couple of things you can do here is you can take it. Yeah, I don't like this too much. So 20-minute, if anything, I'm just going to let this trade go and then wait for another one to build up. And that's why. Because when you're on the 4 hour and you're kind of range bound still within here, you're anticipating that it's going to continue to chop. So now I'm just going to wait for the 4 hour to shape up. There we go. 4 hour good, hourly good. Now we're in a lot cleaner of a context. However, entry at this time would be past 12, so we can't take it. But you can still see it would probably be a break even. Looking at this 4 hour, nope, sideways chop, we're done. Okay, coming into, I think this would put us at 12, I think, yep. So nothing to do here, done for the day. Coming into our session, I hope it didn't skip us till 8 in the morning. Okay, that's 5 in the morning, perfect. So coming into our session again, now we're gonna follow this whatever micro trend downward. Jump down to 20, see if there's any sort of entry. Anticipatory entry, but this looks a little small. Trying to see if this is valid or not. 9.75, 8.5. So yeah, I think this is one of them that I would just have to skip. This one, however, clean. What time was this at? 6 in the morning. Hopefully not red news. I'm going to go back to this particular candle to see what it looked like at the time to see if it was valid. I should not be drinking coffee this late. I am not sleeping tonight. So looking at this 4 hour, good, hourly, good, 20-minute. So anticipatory, I'm going to play the next minute of the first candle forward. There we go, valid entry. So 5 minute ATR is 9.8, something like that. So it's going to be a sell. Yeah, there's a giant candle, so, or a giant stop loss. So we probably won't make a whole lot of profit off this move. Okay, so it looks like we got tapped out before we even... Yep, so we did get tapped out. Potentially re-entry on this one. Nope. I was hoping we'd get another entry validation there. This is one of the risky ones. These are the trades that I caution from because the strength is coming from like way down here. So a couple things can happen on this next candle. If it were a perfect setup, I'd like to see something like this and then buy stop that high. I could buy stop this high as well. There's plenty of strength behind it. 4 hour good, hourly good. So kind of comes down to the individual you are. I'm still going to take it because I got room to mess around with. ATR is about 20. So this is probably going to be a loss, actually, given the size of the stop loss. Okay, cool. Setting up. So we're getting exactly what I was hoping on the 20. Getting another candle, and then hopefully we build up a very good strength candle. And just kind of fall off. So we're done for the day. 4 hours still holding, hourly still holding. So 20 minute look for validation. And we're down. Wait for the hourly money to come back in. Done for the day. And 4 hour, we're probably swapping again to continue this higher time frame bias to continue along. So 4 hour good, hourly good, 20 minute good. Cool. Buy stop potentially over this high. So looking at the time here, valid. Oh, my bad. Looking at the time here, valid entry over this high, valid entry over this high, and finally valid entry over this high. All of them right now, you'd be in a little bit of profit. So we'll just take the highest one, the one that we saw. 9.36 ATR. Hopefully it's not a quick tap out. 20 minute is still valid for long, so hopefully we see a giant candle. And if anything, I'm going to adjust this entry to be a little bit lower. That way it covers our lower extremities. Waiting for a break even. That was certainly red news, September 11th. Oh, that might be a holiday, or not a holiday, but like a Memorial Day. So I think markets are closed. Our markets
I don't think they are on that there.
Closed on November 11th.
It was September. Oh, wait, are you? Yeah, September.
I don't know why I did November. Yeah, so they're closed. You wouldn't be... Oh, no, this is on 2001, though. So I don't know if that's like a... I don't want to call it a holiday, because it's certainly not. September 11th? Okay, so we're going to assume no. Yeah, I wouldn't know, though. So we'll just roll with that. Take that as a loss. Okay, so on the 20, take a beautiful loss that morning. Certainly looks like red news to me, but
It does.
that's your only entry. Looking at the rest, too weak at this high, and then, yeah, this is your only entry, or this is your only entry. I was looking at the lower one. Oh, man, we got 8 minutes left on this call. Looking at the 4 hour, clear, hourly, clear, 20 minute, clear, only strength candle in that. So that makes it very, very clean for us. And ATR is 14 something like that. 14.5. So Immediate break even after we push over this high. Still at break even for me. Maybe manage. We'll do 70% to that low. But I could see it tapping us out. Gonna do another 70% to this low. I want to push higher over these highs to manage, but yep, there we go. 70% to probably somewhere around here. Because it's this demand that's holding up the market right now. So if I can close everything at 2 p.m., I'll just close everything at this low right here. Cool, we get tapped out. Close everything there. Go to the next day. 4 hours probably gonna start failing here soon if we don't pop up like this. 4 hour good, hourly good. So 20-minute. Hourly is very low in the range, so unfortunately this isn't a valid entry for me. So I'm gonna wait for a reset up and it just falls off. So 4 hours probably in the gutter now. Gonna wait till something good happens. Okay, so this was our session at the start of this candle. Hang on, I gotta check my phone. Okay, so probably we missed an entry in there. I don't know. Nothing really set up. There was red news at the low, so I'm gonna wait for new validation. Market closed. 4 hour is going very sideways, so I want to see a good pump like this. There we go. We get that. 4 hour good, hourly good. 20-minute, you get anticipatory validation. I don't believe this is a valid entry right here. Yeah, that's not a valid entry, but this second one that we're getting is anticipatory, because if I play the open of the next, there you go. Valid buy stop over this high. 4 hour good, hourly good. 20-minute is okay. So 5-minute long right over this high. 19 ATR. Something like that. Get tapped in. Probably get tapped out. Cool. Wait for a new entry. I didn't even see this one. And this one. I don't think we'll get tapped in on this one though. Okay. So I want to go back and look at this one that I might have taken. Another loss there, hopefully. Yeah, that looks good. 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute good. Yeah, so we'll set up our long here, take a loss here. ATR is 17.68. Perfect. And then I think that was it for the day. Go to our next day. 4 hour kind of failing. So I'm going to wait for the hourly to do something like this. Falls off. So now at this point, there's still potential here for sells. So we'll see if we can scalp anything. Red news. Too close to red news to trade. So just let it do its thing. Okay, there you go. So after red news, way after red news at 11. Entry. Probably going to be a loss, but I'll still take it. Let's go see here. So looking at the 4 hour, definitely scalp and sells now. Hourly was also very clean, so 20-minute. Yeah, this is a dangerous entry, just given how far we're extended on everything else. 15 ATR. And then waiting to break even and take a loss. Okay, move to break even on that push. Notice, like my break even is at a 1-to-1 right now. 1.5. Take a break even. Cool. Or not. Yep. There we go. 20-minute, done for the day. 4 hour, go to the next day. Okay, so 4 hour, still continuing those sells, looking for a 20-minute entry. This is past 5 in the morning, so once again, another valid entry here. I want to go look at both of these because both of these are very valid. I'm going to work on resetting my settings here so it takes me exactly to 5 in the morning instead of like 5:30 or whatever it's taken me to.
Okay.
That way I don't have to replay every time. So 4 hour bearishness, good. Hourly, good. Yeah. This is perfection. 5 in the morning on Monday, September 18th. Let me double check there's no red news today. September 18th, we said. Okay, so nothing.
18th or 4th? Okay, 18th, you're right.
Yeah.
I thought it said 14th.
So 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute good. So there's a potential sell right here at 9.5. Something like that. Move to break even very quickly. Still at break even, nothing to manage to. I'm waiting for a stronger push up to this high and then we'll manage, or just take a break even. Yep, break even. Because otherwise we only would have made, I don't know what that was. Okay, done for the day. 4 hour is still kind of holding, so I'm waiting for the hourly to kick up somewhere to around here. There we go. 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute. What time is this? I want to see. I don't think this was valid at the time because the hourly was so low in the range. However, still want to, I always go back and still look at opportunities. Okay. So 4 hour is kind of low in the range. So is hourly. Yeah. So this isn't valid entry. Wait for sideways here. I want to look at this one at the time of this candle opening to see if that was valid, because we did mitigate with the demand, aka the MAs, and that giant wick. If it wants to load. Okay, so looking at the 4 hour, 4 hours very clear, hourly good. So 20-minute, yeah. I like this. It's very crazy of a candle because we've moved so far from the moment we hit demand. So there is a valid buy stop there. This is more of a momentum based entry where the market's already moving and I'm just kind of hopping on board. But this right here is making it so valid. Came way far down below this low, mitigated whatever it had to, interacted with the MAs, got bought up super strong. So this is telling me it's going to continue with a lot of momentum here. So ATR is 27, perfect. Something like that, perhaps. Maybe a loss? I don't remember if it comes back down. Yeah. Okay, so we survived that. Move to break even the moment we push away from this. Stop break even. I don't know how far we'll go here. Break even. Okay, so the call cut out. So I'll go ahead and wrap this one up. Take a break even, very likely. Yep. So that ended up being a break even, and then now we're just waiting. I'm gonna play till the very next day. See if we get anything here. Otherwise, yeah. We're done for the day, and we'll just leave it at next day open. Perfect. So I'll be right back.
Okay.
Because yeah, that's a powerful thing. Cause we've probably done about 3 hours today worth of calls, and
Yeah, I would say that. Somewhere around there.
we've ran just about a year worth of data, all of 2023. So
Yep, we're almost at that point. A
yeah.
year.
So we'll go ahead and wrap this data collection up. I think it won't take too long. But yeah, let's go run it up, shall we? So 4 hour, we're at a very questionable condition right now. I'm just gonna let this session play through. Okay, so what time was this? Yep, so just gonna skip this session. There we go. So our session starts on this candle. Sorry, it does play a little quick. But looking at the 4 hour, yep, getting a lot of that bearishness coming in on our session. Good, 4 hour. So that puts us at around 4 or 5 in the morning, 3. So now on the 20, we're going to wait for some sort of entry validation here. There we go. Okay, so we get a potential entry here at 5 in the morning, exactly at my session. It's a little low, meaning like very extended, but still valid. So I'll go ahead and set up something here at 15 ATR. Probably going to take a loss on this one, but I'm okay with that. See if it's still valid. Technically still valid, so I'm looking for a very strong bearish candle, something like that. Get tapped in, probably take a loss here. Okay, move to break even. Move this away and take a break even. Cool. So now in the 20-minute, I'm looking for another potential entry here. Okay, there you go. Potential entry right here. Looking at this 4 hour. 4 hours very bearish, hourly good, 20-minute good. Yeah, so 5 minutes sell right over this high at a 27 ATR. That's a giant stop. It is what
Yeah,
it
it seems
is.
like it.
Yeah, it'll be good though. Immediate loss, and I think I'm done for the day, right? 2 losses. Or the other one was a break even, I think. I'm going to double check
Yeah,
this
it was a
isn't
break
red
even.
news on September 21st. Something like this. So 5:30 and 7. And that puts us at, yeah. So 5:30, 7. So that would put us at like 8, which is red news. This is 7:30. So that puts us at 7, yeah. So red news. Don't want anything to do with this kind of price action right now. Okay. Bro, I'm still drinking coffee. I should stop.
How
For our good.
many things of coffee you drink a day?
I'm on my 3rd right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
Gotta keep back testing, bro. I got a long night tonight. I'm gonna work on restructuring the entire website for everyone, and then putting a lot better stuff out there. So I'm gonna be up kind of late. 4 hour is good. A little weak. Hourly's starting to be very strong. So a couple options here. If you want to consider an entry right over this high, 4 hours strong enough. Hourly is just coming out of the range, so it's okay. Yeah, this is one of those like riskier entries. Still valid on the 20 though. So if you have the courage, although that would put us at 12, so we can't really enter on this trade anymore. Technically, if we would have gotten tapped in here, yes, it's still a valid entry, and it's probably a break even. We'll see. Yep. So that would have been break even regardless. Here, as we look at the 4 hour, 4 hours good, hourly's good, so 20 minutes good. Wait for something good here. And just kind of falls off. So nothing do, nothing do, nothing do, and done for the day. 4 hour is kind of going sideways. Okay, get money coming in on our session. 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute good. So the only entry I really see here is this one, and it does look like red news on September 26th. So we'll go take a look at that at 7 in the morning. Okay, so this would put us at 7:40. So that would put us at 8 at time of entry. So once again, I don't know if the red news played out back here or if this is the start of the red news. So I'm just going to take a gamble and say I'd take an entry. And if it's red news, then I just won't take it. Okay. Okay, that does look like reasonable price action. So we'll let that loss slide. We kind of haven't gotten any good trades recently. Okay, I'm going to take one more loss here. 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute good. So I'll take another loss here at 20 ATR stop. And then that'll be the end of it for me. Take a loss, and we're done for the day. 2 losses in a row. Awesome. So 4 hour, very low. Gonna wait for something like this. There we go. 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute good. Valid entry buy stop over this high, valid entry buy stop over this high. Definitely looks like red news on the 27th. So I'm going to double check that. News at 5:30. What time is this? Okay, so it's not that bad. 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute. Fell back down, give us a new entry over this high. So one thing that I tested for a long time is if we get a situation like this where we push up, we get a valid entry here, and then it comes all the way back down, this entry is still valid, and then it forms a secondary entry. And one thing I tested is which entry should I take, right? Because you can leave your
Yeah.
valid entry buy stop right here, or you can enter this new one. And the answer is, I don't know. None of my testing was conclusive on this. Both of them were just about the same. Because if this one loses, most likely this one's going to lose too. If this one wins, then this one's also going to win. It's just a matter of, are you going to get tapped out in the process? So if anything, I'd come and look at this lower one and then go down to the 5-minute. And yeah, we did go quite south on this one on the very first entry. So at that point, I would just say, you know, I'll wait for a new setup. And then you get this new setup right here. So then I take an entry here at 30 ATR. That's a giant stop once again. So then I'd move it just slightly up so we don't get wicked in. We got this 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute is huge. So I can expect a loss here, a very fast loss. Okay, and it just kind of falls down. Nothing to do there. Okay, look at the 20 again. 20, once again, it happened again. We created a new potential entry, flushed all the way back down, and then setting up another entry right here, but have this entry right here. So it's like, what do we want to do here, you know? And that's something I'm still in the process of testing because it's very unique. It does happen quite often. So I'll still take it. ATR now dropped to 25, so that's the only thing I'll do is update my ATR. Something like that. And take a loss. Probably move to break even on this push right here. Yeah, I'm going to take a break even on this. I'm not feeling too confident. Cool. And now we're going to get a new setup here. Okay, well, set up, just not for us, for other people. So coming in at 1. Good thing I did break even on that. 4 hour, good. Hourly, good. 20-minute. Red news, so let red news do whatever it wants to. And we'll just kind of fall off. So 4 hour, gonna go to our next session, which is actually right about now. So at this point, if we look at the daily, we're at this point where long term, or even the weekly, long term, I want to target these highs. Short term, this is kind of where we're at in NVIDIA right now. NVIDIA is like at this point right now, right? So there could be some recovery to that. However, more likely than not, I want to see something like this, and then this continuation down for a little bit. But right now, my only target is this high. That's all I'm looking at. So 4 hour, we're building back up, hourly good, 20-minute good. So 4 hour, yeah. So on this 20-minute, there's a strange entry. There's an entry right over this high. Got 2 hours and 40 before red news. This is a strange one, man. Okay. What are your thoughts?
Maybe just take it for the data collection.
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. It's just one of those weird ones. I'll take it. No, nothing too bad going on here. So we'll set up a buy stop over all these highs. ATR is 22, which is actually very tight. So we'll move it just slightly higher. We do have red news though. So Take a beautiful loss there. That's okay. Oh, I entered on the 20. Bro, you were supposed to tell me.
Wait, the 20 of what?
I entered on the 20-minute time frame.
Oh,
So wait for entry, falls off, builds back up. This is red news though. So if anything, this is 20, 40. Yeah, so I can enter right after this. So still good. 4 hour bearish, hourly good, 20-minute good. So 5-minute. Long right over this high. ATR is 21 point something. There we go. See if we get buy stopped in. Still valid. ATR drops to about 13. So we can really cut this down. 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute good. Yeah, if anything, I just need to see a giant candle burst all the way through. And no. So cool, done for the day. Don't want to touch this market. 4 hour, chopping again, not touching, not touching. There we go. So this is our session. I probably missed a couple of really good entries in here. Starting at 5 in the morning. So I'm going to replay because that's kind of so not fair. FX replay just jumps to our end of session. So starting at 5 in the morning, we come into the session. Okay. Yeah, not really looking at anything here. Okay, start to get bullishness coming in. Gonna give it another. Okay, now on the 20, gonna wait for some sort of sidelines. Potential entry here. 4 hours super clean, hourly super clean. 20. I don't know if it's red news, so I'll go to October 3rd and see if there's red news on that day. Because we do have red news at 7 in the morning. So I think we're in the clear here. I'll set up a sell here at 49 ATR. Something like that. Get buy stopped in. Probably take a loss here. Waiting for a build up over this high and then break even. Break even very, very quickly. Take a break even. Go back up to 20. Look for a new entry validation. What time is this? 11. So another valid entry right over this high. How's the audio, by the way?
I hear you pretty clear. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with it.
Okay. Just making sure. Okay, so ATR is 21.65. Something like that. Get tapped in, get tapped out. Move to break even. Still at break even. Waiting till 2 p.m. to close, or just get a break even here. Okay, coming in at 2 p.m. Nothing managed to just take a break even. Done for the day. Go to the next day. 4 hour. Yeah, we're entering a really choppy market condition. I'm not touching any of this at all. Very simple. Okay, get money coming in at 4 in the morning. Good, good. So on the 20, gonna wait for an entry validation here. And not touching. Once again, very choppy market condition. Gonna wait till our next session. Okay, which actually was this candle, but probably didn't get anything here. Yep. Only thing I saw was on this high, and I probably just would have skipped it. So, gonna wait till our next session. This is gonna be your only entry at 7:40 in the morning. And seeing this, it's like very, very questionable. Because if anything, this could easily just snap back again. So still valid. Just very, 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 very questionable. Right? I'll take it. Why not? Probably gonna be a loser, but Oh, good thing we didn't get tapped into that. So yeah, I'm done. I'm not looking at this shit. Looking at the 4 hour. Gonna just skip this until we get something good. There we go, coming into our session again. If we look at the daily, we're kind of lining up to follow longs again. We look at the 4 hour as well. So if anything, waiting here for us to enter a trending market condition again. What time is this? 7:40. Valid long right over this high, and that's the only thing I see. Okay, 4 hours okay. Hourly's good. 20 minutes okay, yeah. So long over this is going to be around 26 ATR or something. Whoa, that's a giant stop.
That's almost the size of a whole candle.
Move to break even on that push, yeah. Take a break even. Okay, it looks like we continue pushing up, but we're not going to get much money out of this move. If anything, 70% to here, 70% to here. Okay, I managed a little too slow, so we'll just take our partial there. Okay. 70%, we said. And then 20%. There's not many places to manage the remaining 20% or 30%. Anything I do like 3.5 R. Okay. Do get immediately stopped out. And it's too late for any other entries, so I'm done for the day. 4 hour good, hourly good, so 20-minute. Gonna wait for baseline and then build back up from this move. Yep, so that's all red news. Hopefully we don't have the same issue where red news is delayed by an hour. 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute good. And if we look at the daily, once again, we're on track to hit this target. So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, we'll see if we get anything. ATR is 24. Once again, giant ATR. Size of the candle. Probably going to be a very quick stop out. Okay, just falls down, nothing new. Gonna wait for a new re-entry here. And more red news, so we're done for the day. Lining up very nicely on the 4 hour hourly. So 20, I'm gonna just wait for red news to play out and then maybe we get something good. Yeah, this price is kind of very bad. Only entry I see is over this high, but it looks like this is 28. This is about 27. So yeah, potential entry. I needed to see. Well, this is also, what time is this? 9:40. Oh man, this is a dangerous entry right here. I'll take this one. This one was not valid because of the size of the wick, but this one shows both strength and a small wick. So we'll see if it's valid to begin with. This is like the more intricate part of trading, where if you're first looking at this kind of price action, you're gonna be like, what the hell? But even me, I've been looking at this kind of price action for years now, and I have to think about it pretty deeply to kind of understand what I want to do. It's not bad, but it's also not good. ATR is 18.79, something like that. Probably get immediate stop out. Cool. Man, loss after loss. It'll happen. So yeah, I'm done for this day.
Losing streak compared
So
to earlier when we were on like a massive winning streak catching all
yeah,
those trades.
So that'll happen. It's part of the game.
Yeah, it's a part of the game, obviously.
So we have news at 5:30 and that's it. Okay, so we're in the clear there. Go to the next day open. Yeah, dog shit price action. And you can see it why. Like, we went from this market condition to whatever the hell this is. And if you look at the daily, you can start to create rules around that, like only trading this kind of market condition versus this. I mean, I'm okay with it. This is just chop for me. Chop. Okay, coming into our session. Looking for money to get up to here. Doesn't really do that. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. There we go. So we enter a more trending market condition. On the 4-hour, hourly. So if anything, I'm just going to wait till our session. There we go. 4-hour good, hourly good, 20-minute. Now we're trending a lot more. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Fall off. Done. Done, done. Once again, 4-hour sideways, not touching, not touching. Getting some potential here. Maybe an entry here. And I'm done. God awful. There we go. Okay, our session. Hopefully not red news. What day is this? October 25th. Red news at 7. So this is all red news, so gotta skip all this shit. Only other entry is this one and these, which once again, valid, valid, and not valid. So you got a couple entries here and they all line up with each other. So you kind of get to pick and choose. I'm gonna do the more recent one, but they're all the same entry. Okay. 4-hour clean, hourly clean, 20-minute is clean. So 5-minute long right over these highs. ATR is 20 or 30. Massive. Move to break even on that push. Stop break even. Okay, we do get a little mover. Aside from this, not seeing much to manage to. I'll do 70% here. Okay, take off my 70%. And then 20-minute. Nah, I'm just going to leave it at break even. Now I'm going to manage to this low. Somewhere around here. Probably take the rest out. Come in with it just slightly lower. Okay, and we get taken out. So red news. Oh, I should have closed all of it there, but that's okay. 4 hours still holding, hourly, waiting for money to come in. Good, hourly good, 20-minute good. Red news was at 6:20, so that puts us here, and only entry is here. What time is this though? 9:20. Still good. Man, too many losses back to back. We gotta make a recovery here. 4 hour, good, hourly good. 20 is good. This wouldn't have been a valid entry given the size of this wick right here. Just kind of shadows everything else, so don't like that. However, this entry right here is okay at a 33 ATR stop. Move to break even on that bullish push that broke above all these highs. Still at break even. Still at break even. If anything, I want to see a little bit more of a push and just take a break even. How far did we end up going? Yeah, there's nothing to manage to. So done for the day. Nothing to do here. 4 hours okay, hourly's okay. So 20-minute. Consider looking for a long here. Red news, so let that play out. Done for the day. Not touching this. Oh, kind of corrects itself last minute. So this is 9, 10, 1040. This is the only entry I see, but I don't think it'll be hot. Yeah, that's not valid on the hires. So I'll just skip it. Go to my next session. Not touching, not touching. Waiting for money to come back in. Still not touching. Okay, so now we get something that's okay to look at. Looking at the 20, once again, red news. This wick looks a little bit big. Like, what is that, 30.75 versus 30, 31. Okay, so this would be a potential valid entry, but we do have red news right before it. So yeah, kind of got to skip out on that one. And then we reach 12, nothing to do here. Trying to see if any of these are valid. Yeah. Four hours okay, hourly's good, 20 minutes good. Okay, potential entry right over this high. This is kind of driving me up a wall right now. 20. I'll take a loss here and call it good. So somewhere right around here, 28 ATR. Gotta double check everything. If we look at the daily, I want to see where we're at. Well, the daily is not very helpful. Neither is the weekly. Probably just take a massive L on this one as well. Still at break even, still at break even, take a loss. Okay, cool. Move to break even on that push, and it's definitely going to be a break even. Just going to close everything at 2. Cool. Close everything. Nothing interesting here going on. I'm just going to skip to next session. Finally, okay, this is looking a lot better. 4 hour good, hourly good, 20 is good. Wait for red news to play out. So this is red news here. Got some more red news coming up. So let that, and probably nothing for the day. Yeah, nothing on that day. For hours still holding, hourly is very, very weak. So I could see this reversing anytime soon. Nothing there. Probably red news. November, is that 6 or 8? 6.
6.
Yeah, no red news there. So it's just shit price action. Okay. Still okay. I see potential here. There was a valid buy stop over this high, nothing delivered. So 5 minute. I'll take a loss here at 24 ATR. Take a massive L. Cool. Wait for a new setup. And done for the day. Okay, wait for red news to play out. I love it how it only moves with red news. Yep, so wait for this to this was at 6, this is at 7:40, so that'd be an hour anyway. Potential entry over this high. it's just a very, very questionable price action. It'll fucking load. Okay, there we go. 4 hour good, really good. 20-minute. It's an okay entry. Definitely a loss, it looked like. ATR is 25. So just about. Take a massive L on this one. Cool. And we're done for the day. I'm not trading this shit market. Wait for red news to play out. Yeah, this is where your system is really tested. It looks like clean price action, but in reality, it's not. Wait until our session, which is this candle. That'll put us at 8. So I want to go look at what we were doing there. If it'll load. Okay, this is when I'd first start looking at the market. Otherwise, it's just kind of horrible for me. 4 hour good, hourly good. 20-minute, probably not going to get anything here. Wait for red news. 40 minutes after red news. Potential here. I don't know if the red news is offset by an hour again, so we'll have to play it through and see. But I'm kind of getting tired of this kind of price action. Generally, I'd want to skip most of it. So something like a 22 ATR. Get tapped in, get tapped out. We'll see. Okay, move to break even. Still at break even. Still at break even. If anything, manage nothing here. 70% to somewhere around here. I need to see more bullishness. What time is this? 11. So I'll manage 70% to somewhere right about here. Okay. So it looks like we get apt. Wait for the 10-minute to do something. I'm actually going to move the remaining 30% down here. Remaining 30% to right about here. Wait till 2 p.m. Remaining 30% about here. And notice we're making an extra 17K just by leaving 30% running. So that's my most powerful kind of tool arsenal.
Yeah, it's a crazy good partialing rule. Or trailing too.
Yeah, it leaves okay. 4 hour good. Hello. 4 hours good. Hourly's okay. So 20-minute, I need to see a lot of strength out of this market. Otherwise, I'm not doing anything. And potential long right over this high. I'm going to go take a look. 4 hours okay. Hourly's a little bit low in the range. 20-minute. The only reason I like this is the 4 hour. The hourly shit, the 20-minute questionably shit. November 13th, I'm going to double check for red news. Did I say 14th or 13th?
13th.
So no red news, according to to my FX book, which we know is certainly not accurate at all. So we'll take along somewhere over this high at 19.31 ATR. I'll move this just slightly higher so we don't get accidentally tipped in. Take a loss, nothing new. Cool. Waiting for a new re-entry here. Not strong enough, not strong enough. And done for the day. 4 hours shit. There we go. That's what I'm waiting for on our session. That was all red news, so wait for it to kind of calm down here. And reset up. Coming in at 11, so nothing to do. Go to the next day. 4 hours okay. Hourly's okay. 20-minute needs a lot of strength. I'm not touching this. Especially with red news. Hopefully now we get a nice setup. Nope. Dog shit price action. So 4 hour. There we go. 4 hour good, hourly good. So 20-minute, if anything, wait for another setup. Potential setup over this high. 4 hours super freaking weak. Like this is so weak that I don't know, dude. Nah, I ain't touching this shit. So bad. So bad. Yeah, I'm done for the day. Just knowing when to say nah, I'm good, is one of those moments right now where I just want to see this hourly. Otherwise, I'm done. I'm done. No, I'm good. There we go. So what time is this? 7? This is our session. Good. Hourly. Good. 20-minute. This is your only entry. I'm gonna double check for red news on November 20th. That's a Monday and nothing. So we'll go look at these. Both of them are maybe valid. I don't know about the first one because that hourly might still be too low in the range. We'll see if we load up.
Hey, what's up?
4 hour.
Hey, what's up?
Give me just 1 second.
All right. And I remember it being like June and July, and then like the most recent price action we've been looking at, maybe besides this trade, but like you said at one point, I think in like October that oh it's just sideways, and you can make
Yeah.
a rule.
Yeah. So right now, I don't know if you remember seeing, but we were still in this trade. So what we'll do is then manage. So I managed 70% there. And then with the remaining 30%, we'll probably just manage to this low. And then close everything. There we go. So that took care of itself. Let me make sure I'm recording. Perfect. So looking at this 4 hour, we're finally starting to clear up. Notice what mess we were in. And so if afterwards, what I will do is I'm going to go into the weekly or daily or even 8 hour. 8 hour will be we'll do 12 hour because that's a good in between. And you can have rules. You can have very simple rules. Don't trade the chop, wait for clarity, and you're in. That is a rule I used to have. I would only trade the cleanest of the cleanest. However, I found out that even in here, we probably lost a good amount, but we also made a very good amount, right? So we have these small good runs that kind of made up for all the losses in here. And so I'm the kind of guy that likes action. And if it means taking losses and breaks evens and some small winners to cover those up, that's okay. I'm still in the market. So for those more impatient people, yeah, you can find a way to scalp a little bit from here. But notice this. Most of our money was made here, and most of our money is starting to be made here again. So very good. 4 hour good. Hourly, hourly's kind of falling down again. So we're going to wait for the hourly to shape back up. Otherwise, I'm not touching. And we're entering more chop. I'm going to wait for the 4 hour to clear up. This is our session. Money comes in. 4 hour good, hourly good. So now waiting for 20-minute to kind of shape up here. I'm going to do this just a little bit quicker because I don't want to have to do another call after this. So 7:20 on November 22nd might be red news. 6:30 and 8. Yeah. So this is all red news. So I'm just going to let this thing do whatever it wants to. And then hopefully right about now, potential entry right over this high. Looking at the 4 hour. It's a little low in the range. Hourly is very good. 20 is okay. A little low in the range as well. So what I'll do is take a long here at 15 ATR. Something like that. Get tapped in, probably take a loss. Cool. And look for one more potential entry here. Yeah, and we're just chopping. So skip that. 4 hour flatlining again. If anything, wait for 4 hour money to come in. And nothing happens. So go to our next session. Nothing happens. Still in this no trade zone. Wait till our session. Now's our session. So finally get out of whatever the hell that was. So 20-minute. Gonna wait for a new buildup. And just goes without us. So it is what it is. Part of the game. And we're effectively done for the day. Yep. So 4 hour. Once again, we're back into chop. I don't want to be touching this. Wait till our session, which was actually on this bearish push down. So at that moment, given the amount of volume there was for sells, I'd consider starting to look at that. So we'll go take a look here. So yeah, 4 hour, lots of bearishness. Hourly good, 20-minute good. We probably won't get an entry here, but it's still good to look at. And it does look like red news. So just let the market go. Do whatever it wants to. Give me just one quick second here. Okay, so 4 hour is good. Hourly is good. 20 minutes, very weak. If anything, I'd like to see a little bit more strength out of this. However, 12.81 ATR. Something like that. Probably going to take another loss here, which I'm so okay with. 20-minute is still valid. Yep. I just want to double check news, November 30th, because that was a big candle. News at 6:30, and that's it. Okay, so we're in the clear. Done for the day. Probably nothing else is going to set up here. So down later. So one thing I have been noticing is any trade past 11:30 has been a loser for me. So I'm going to run some testing, maybe at the end of this call, if we get to December by all this. But looking at this, with this particular test, it looks like we are taking a lot of losses after 11. Potential entry here. Break even. Went up really quickly and then... So red news, red news, red news, skipping all this, and done for the day. Generally, I don't like to trade that. Back into chop. So we probably won't get much here in December. Wait till our session, good. So here on the 20, what time was this? 6:20. So I want to go look if this was a valid entry because it just skipped forward a little bit. Okay. For hour is starting to push down quite heavily. Hourly is good. 20-minute is good. So this is a valid entry. Kind of reminds me of all these entries here. So I'll consider one loss here. It looks like it did end up going though. So 12 ATR. Something like that. Have to break even. Not enough to break even or to manage. Probably manage 70% to here. Take off 70%. And then I'm kind of going to just leave the rest to the higher. Okay. Let the higher kind of take control here. I'm going to manage very, very quickly to the lows. Somewhere around here. Getting a lot of money coming in. And yeah, just going to take the rest there. Go to the next day. Well, we'll see if something sets up. I doubt it. Yep. So nothing really setting up. 4 hours still good. Hourly is very weak. So 20-minute Probably going to be very weak here. Yep. So once again, 4-hour chop. This is what we're in. Not touching. I need the market to prove itself to me. Coming into our next session, which is right about now, anything, or the only thing I want to see is these highs get taken out. Right about here. 4-hour good. Hourly is very, very weak. So this is not a valid entry. Actually, it's not too bad. It's just this 4 hours kind of weak on the bearish side of things. I wish the hourly were somewhere closer to around here. So how far away from red news are we? I'm going to skip. Good thing we skipped, although it didn't really matter. I'm just going to the next day. How much time after red news? 20:40. Okay. One entry here. Lots of weakness at the high, but notice I look at the, almost like a ratio. I look at the ratio of how much weakness there is at the top versus the strength from the bottom. And you can tell it's relatively maybe a quarter, I'd say. And I like to keep it there and below. So we'll take a look here. So 4 hour, still kind of weak, but still okay. Hourly is very good now. 20 minutes, very good now. This might be red news. I do not know quite yet. ATR is around 17. So somewhere around here. Move to break even. There we go. Immediate break even. That was probably red news.
It kind of looked like it.
So 4 hour, once again, chop, 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 chop. We're getting a lot of this. Okay, this is our next session. Coming in at 6 in the morning. No, this is like, it skipped way far again. Only entry I see here is this, and it looks like it's going to be a break even. We'll see here. Yeah, so break even on that move, and then done for the day. Once again, chop. I need to see money coming in. This is our session. 4 hour good, hourly good. 20 minute. Looks like potential break even. This was your only entry. This is all red news. So I'm going to go see what this looks like. Okay, 4 hour is looking better. Hourly is okay. 20 minute is okay. So yeah, this is a potential long here. I think it looked like a break even. So 20 ATR. Something like that. Gonna wait for us to break likely this high and close, and then we'll move to break even. Probably right about now. Take a break even, or maybe we survive that. Still at break even. Close everything at 2. Okay, so didn't really make anything from that. Going on to the next day. Oh, there we go. Remember the target I had a while ago?
Yep.
Okay, target has been met.
Exactly.
4 hour good. So we're probably going to continue from here on out. It's December 11th, so hopefully we wrap this up relatively quick. Waiting for bullishness. 2 week. This definitely looks like red news on December 11th, so I'm going to go take a peek. No red news, okay. So still potential here. I just have to replay to get tapped in. Okay. Looking at this 4 hour. 4 hours good. Hourly is good. 20 minute is okay. So 5 minute long. ATR is 33. Still a break, or still a loss if it comes back down. Waiting to break this high to move. There we go. Break even. Take a break even. 20 minute, probably going to get a re-entry here. Ooh, this is one of those hard ones where it's moved, but not hard enough for me to be very confident in the entry. 4 hour good. Hourly's good. Yeah, this is a little low to the range. We'll see if it's a break even or if it actually goes. Okay, so it does end up going. So good entry on there. Four-hour good, hourly good, 20. So 5-minute ATR is 17. Just about. Okay. Now my computer is kind of slowing down. Or it might be FX replay. So I'm gonna,
I could see that.
yeah, I'm gonna refresh FX replay. I think it's their tool because my computer is doing actually very well. So
I remember you reset it the other day and everything was just like returned back to the good speed again.
yeah. And now it's broken. Lovely. Right before we finish our back test too. Okay, well, it's broken now. I'm just gonna close the tab and open up a new one. Okay. Okay, we've done 150 minutes so far today. Which is what? 60
3 hours.
Slightly over an hour now.
No, I said you said 150 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's almost 3 hours.
Yeah, it's like 5 minutes, bro. That's how I
To
trick
you,
myself.
probably.
That's how I trick myself into doing a lot more back testing than I actually do. I'm like, nah, 150 minutes? That's like
10 minutes.
10 minutes, bro. Like, it's not that hard. Okay. So ATR, nothing to manage to yet. If anything, if you really want to manage something to here, 70%, but I want to kind of let it ride out because it's not enough for me. I want to see a little bit more of a big move. Okay, close everything 2 p.m. Go till next day. What day are we on? We're on the 12th. Okay, so we're making good progress. 20-minute here. How far are we from red news here? An hour. So I'll kind of just let this play through. Let red news do whatever it wants to. Okay. Potential entry. What time is it? 8:40. So definitely a loss here. Okay, so I'll just put some random loss in here because I don't want to go replay and all that shit. Okay, take a loss there. I'm looking at this one. However, what time is it? 10:20. There you go. So that's your only other entry. None of these other ones are valid. I'm very meticulous about my validation candles, by the way. If you can't tell, we go through thousands of these candles. And so you really, that's the one aspect you really, really want to refine is the candles that tell you, hey, am I going to take an entry here? Because there's thousands, I mean, there's millions or trillions of variations of these candles. Like if you look at any candle right here, it could identify or classify as one. So I'm very, very, very specific about what actually classifies as one. And that's where most of your experience should come from. We said 11.42, so probably like 12. Something like that. Probably going to take a loss here. I don't know if it taps me in first or goes down. Yep, so loss, question mark. Okay, move to break even. Still at break even. I'm waiting for a little bit bigger of a move, something like that. Still nothing to manage to. If anything, 70% to here, only because we're coming in on 2 p.m. Just going to close everything at 2. Close everything. And 2 for me isn't market close. 2 for me is an hour before market close, by the way. So I like to just exit everything before market close, 1 hour before. Because some people might not know that. So here, I'm just going to kind of wait. This is red news. Okay, we still have plenty of time before our next news event. So 4 hours is good. Hourly is good. So 20-minute Gonna wait for some sort of validation or something clean here and just kind of falls off. So go to next day. We're on the 14th, looks like. Yeah, 4 hour good. So we're gonna wait for hourly money to come in and just falls off. So probably chop here until our next session. There we go. So money does start flowing back in. 4 hour good, hourly good. 20-minute needs plenty of time. 4 hour good. Hourly is a little bit weak. However, we got plenty of time before red news, so I'll take one loss here and call it good. ATR is 6.22. I just want to get this done before this recording ends, so we don't have to do another call. Let me make sure this is still valid. Yeah, so exact same situation as earlier. You get a valid entry, validation, and you have another one setting up right now. So it's like, which one do you want to take? As long as we don't dip too far below, I'll take the first one. So notice how my position was still active. And take a loss. So now that's no longer a valid entry. So that's kind of the risk you're taking. Okay, gotta let red news play out. What time is it? Okay, red news was on this candle. What time was this at? So 20, 40. Yeah, so after this candle, you have valid entry. I do want to go step in there, see what it was like. You get tapped in. ETR is about 16, so you'd be down to here. Push up, break even on here, comes back down for a break even. So nothing there. So I'm just going to let this play through until our next session. There we go. Money does start coming in, but in a very weird fashion. Remember what I told you? I don't like to see price action riding the MA. This is I want to see this kind of take off.
Yeah,
so
I remember
20
that.
minute. This is your only entry. Let me double check because that does look a little sus. Yeah, this is like a more of a risk entry, but still valid. ATR is 19. Something like that. Get tapped in, probably get tapped out. I need to see this break this high and then break even and taps this out. Okay. Another re-entry here. December 18th. I want to double check there's no red news because I am taking a few trades here. Good. So 4 hour good. Hourly is okay. 20 minute is not bad. So 5 minute long, right over this high. ATR is about 15. Something like that. Move it just slightly higher because we are at the high of the range. Probably take one final loss here and then call it good. Still valid. Get tapped in. Get tapped out. Move to break even. Still at break even. Okay, and we do get another mover. So notice how the market cleared up the moment we started trending again. So this is really awesome for us because this is going to be a very good data collection for me down the road. So still nothing yet. I'm going to give it a little bit more room. If anything, I'm going to take 70% here. Hopefully we push up higher. Nope, take my 70% off. Wait for the 20. And at 2 p.m. So just kind of break even on the rest. Okay, go to the next day. 4 hour good, hourly good, 20 minute good. Yeah, this is an okay long right here. Just hopefully no red news, otherwise we're gonna have to replay. ATR is 8, it looks like. Something like that, which is actually very tight, so I'll move it just slightly up. 20 minute is still valid, so hopefully we get a very strong candle, something like that. Okay, no longer valid. 20 minute, probably going to be setting up something new here pretty soon. Okay, this is definitely news. Definitely. So I'm just going to wait it out. It looks like it's starting to stabilize, so potential long right over this high. Notice how we're starting to move away from the MA versus very stuck to it. So very good. 4 hour good, hourly good, 20 minute is pretty good. It's 5 minute long right here. Alrighty, so yeah, this is a little weird. I do like the 20-minute here. So for 15 ATR, yeah, this is a little bit more of a risk entry. I don't like the setup for some reason. There you go.
Just took one candle.
Yeah. Gonna wait for a new reset up. Potential anticipatory off this one. Falls off. So wait for a new setup. And oh wait, that's like very late. So I shouldn't be looking at this. 4 hours starting to fail down, so I'm gonna wait. Okay, money does start coming in a little bit. So on the 20-minute, see if there's a valid entry. This is your only one. I want to look at what that looked like on the 4 hour and the 1 hour. Okay, so 4 hour, we are okay. Fuck, this hourly. I hate it when they're halfway in between. So I'm just going to have to skip this entry and then wait for a new one. That would have been a good entry. Okay, coming in at 10:40 a.m. So this is good again. 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute good, 5-minute long, right over this high. ATR is 11. Potentially something like that. Okay, this is looking a little bit like red news. That was a giant candle. Hopefully it's not red news. Usually there's not red news at 11. So I'm probably going to cancel the trade here in a second. Still valid. And once again, no, yeah, still valid. ATR dropped to 7. So now before I can get tapped in, I'm going to adjust. Probably to somewhere around here. 7.9. Okay, and we'll just fall through. Awesome, no entry. And done for the day. Beautiful. 4 hour starts failing. Probably not going to get much very good price action here for the rest of the back test. There we
It's
go.
near Christmas, is that why?
Yeah, very likely. Not a lot of people are trading, you know.
Yeah.
So looking at this, waiting until 5 in the morning. No entry, no entry. And maybe here we get something, but it's getting very illiquid. This is your only entry and it's way weak. Look at the size of this candle compared to that one. There you go. Done for the day. So yeah, generally I don't see a whole lot of movement here. Once again, 4 hour chopping. If anything, I'd give the hourly time to prove itself. Still nothing, still nothing, still nothing. Coming into our session, 4 hours starting to become very strong and active. So 20-minute, we can start considering some entries here. 2 week. A little weak, but still questionably valid. 2 week, 2 week, 2 week. Yeah, so that meant if you took this one, it also meant you took this one and you took this one. So I'm very specific. Like I want to see good strength behind one candle, you know. So done for the day. Hopefully we wrap it up soon. We're on the 27th, so yeah. So yeah, I don't expect to see too much coming in to the new year. 20-minute, no valid entry here. And you can see the illiquidness of the market. So yeah, there's nothing here today. Go to the next day. 4 hour. Look, once again, riding. It's riding the MA. I do not like to see this. I need to see it back here, separating from it, separating, not constantly riding it. Or like back here, we separate far from it, come back into it, separate, come back into it. Versus here, now we're just sticking to it. So I'm going to give this market time. And we're done. So let's go look at analytics real quick. This was a little bit better than our 2024 backtest. But there you go, bro. 124 trades in a year per asset. Started with a 300K account. Profited. So we made 200% in 1 year per asset. There you go. We did have one bad month, which was September. So now what I'm going to go do is go look at our bad month, which was September. So September is going to start somewhere around here. August, September starts here. We went into drawdown and then we built back up from it. So now very quickly, because I do want to wrap this up, I got some stuff to do. We did 150 minutes back testing. That gave us an, because we didn't start this back test today. We started it, what, yesterday or 2 days ago or something like that. So In about, what would you say, 5 hours? Just about 5 hours backtesting. We did an entire year, all in all combined. So if we go to
Yeah, I would say somewhere around there.
September, what was it? What was our bad month? September,
September, yep.
October, November, December. So we want to go to September,
Oh wait, no, I thought you were in 2022. I don't know why.
to the end of September. There you go. Now, if you start to look at this kind of price action, actually, let's go to our actual. Let's go to our actual thing here, and I'll put them side by side. So what I'll do here is pop this like this, and throw this one next to this one. Okay. So we're looking at both of them side by side, and we go to the month September. September wasn't that bad, actually. If anything, I'd say this month was even worse, but we had one really good trade that made up for all of it. So our worst month is showing like September, which September wasn't even that bad. So that's September. If we look at one of our more profitable months, like December, let me make this large, and we go to December. There you go. Look at the difference, bro. We made 37% in 1 month right here, right? Look at this is beauty, because you actually get to see what market conditions make up a profitable system. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then look at, what was this, September?
Yeah.
September was our worst month. Look at how bad this was. Like we got, maybe you had to get lucky to get in on this trade. And then nothing. So very, very awesome, bro. January was also pretty bad for us. So I'm going to go take a look at January. January was from here to February. If we go and look at January, you can see the entire time writing the MA, writing, falls. Something good here. So what day was this? The 20th? Maybe we caught something on the 20th. This started from the 19th to the 23rd. So 19th, like one break-even trade, and then nothing. So we didn't even catch this up. And then writing the MA. So the only good trade we caught was on the 11th, which was right here, this push. That was it. And then aside from that, the rest were losses and break-evens. So goes to show, you know, what market condition is good. And if you want to take this one step further, go and look at the 12-hour, like we said. And the 12-hour will tell you everything you need to know. What did this do? Move so cleanly, no chop. At no point was I like, I don't know what this month is doing. What happened here? Chop up, fell back down, and it's not until September 20th that I kind of knew what was going on here. So, yeah, this is perfection right here, man. And then you can map it out to every month, and that's what I go do after the fact. I take this equity curve and I map it out to what it looks like on here, right? So
Yeah.
win rate is significantly lower than I like. However, our average return is 2.77. So we're going to have a pretty good profitability ratio. So yeah, and this is actually exactly what I expect. It's actually off by 2 minutes of my average. So I expect my average duration to be around 18 minutes and good. And even weirder is our average duration of our winners on average from every other backtest has been around 4.5 hours. So I'm kind of curious why this was a little longer. But all our trades were in New York. Max RR. If I go here and set my filter and set my time, so not day, but time zone, and I do Denver, and I apply filter. Hopefully that did it. Yep. So I got my filter in there, and I go down here and I look at what points was I profitable. Remember that 11 a.m. after 11, I told you I wasn't profitable? Well, now that I'm seeing the data, it's like, no, any trade closed, because this is at close, right? I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah, this should be the time you close the trade. So 5 a.m. was very profitable, 6 a.m., 7, 8, 9 a.m. was actually, I had a good amount of losses, but offset by all those winners. So it was actually really good. And then, yeah, so it goes to show, bro, you can make a shit ton of money. And back in the day, when I used to trade, here I can close this. When I used to trade New York and Asia, so I'd trade from 5 in the morning to just about 11 to 12. And then I'd start trading at 1 in the morning to 5 in the morning. I'd make around 400% per asset. So this is actually pretty in line with what I can expect, only trading half the time. So system is doing great. It's just knowing of, I'm going to actually go back after this, like I said, and do my deep analysis, but just giving you guys a very rough idea. So very, very awesome, bro. I'm glad you could stick around. We kind of killed it, right?
Yeah, it was a great back test comparing it to 2024's NAS.
Yeah, it's a stark difference. And you see here, let's assume you start an valuation. You could be below your starting for how many? 50 trades. Think about that, right? Small peak, boom, 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 break even, 50 trades hit. And it's not until your 60th trade that you start to make up money, right?
Yeah.
Same thing. Like you're going to be break even for a long fucking time. And people don't realize this. Break even until your 40th trade. Right now on one of my live accounts, I'm break even. And I'm on my just about 30th, 40th trade. So now anytime soon, I should start getting some good money coming in, right? So people need to
Yeah, of
realize this about
course.
trading, especially if you have, like my system isn't perfect, clearly, but it certainly is pretty good. So if I'm getting these kinds of results, you need to understand you're going to face drawdowns. So the idea behind an evaluation is that you get started right before you start a run, right? Because if I were to start an evaluation here and then go to here, that's probably like 20 trades right there, maybe a little less. That's probably like 10 trades of loss. That would have lost you an account. And then let's suppose you lose your account and you start a new valuation. You pass it, and now you start making a shit ton of money. So from here to here, this entire time, I was break even. I was even down, minus 7K, minus 10K, and then, yep, still at break even. 20 days of break even, right? So the idea is not to get attached to that. So yeah, dude, very, very awesome. I hope you enjoy.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed this one.
This is very powerful, especially right before you start an evaluation, to prove to yourself that your system is still going to be, you still have it pretty much. So
Yeah, great refresher.
yeah. So I'll stop sharing. I appreciate you showing up, bro. It's been a pleasure, and hopefully tomorrow we'll record some more if you got some time.
Yeah, I appreciate you having these calls and like showing me how you backtest and go through with backtests too.
Yeah. No, it helps to just kind of watch this over and over again, and it'll build that into you over time. You'll see it and you'll be like, oh my gosh, I remember that from this call, right? So
Yeah, what like for example, like would you show me like with like the prices surfing the EMAs on the 4 hour instead of like going away from it. I'd rather see the price go away from the EMAs because that shows like actual strength coming into the market compared to like surfing it.
yeah. No, it's especially a person that's done this long enough. If you start off as a beginner and all of a sudden you want to learn the way I did, it's going to save you so much time to just look at and have me show you what is good and what isn't. And then you're going to be so set. You're going to skip half the progress that I had to go through to build this out. Because I'm just going to tell you, hey, go and particularly look at this example. Look at what the 4 hours doing. I don't like it when it moves like that. And then you're going to pay extra attention when you're backtesting and say, I wonder why he said that. And you'll start to see all that, right?
Yeah, it'll
So
all line up
yeah,
eventually.
dude, we've been killing it. I appreciate you sticking around. Not a lot of people are willing to, go through this shit.
Yeah, I'm willing to go through like anything.
Yeah. Then you're definitely gonna deserve any sort of success you get for sure. So good, dude.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Hey, you have a good night. Get some good sleep, and we'll chat tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. Have a good night too.
Alrighty. Bye bye, brother.
Catch ya.
See ya. And that, guys, is how you do it.